We're setting our attention and sights on what's happening over the Four Corners region. That's where this particular storm is going to come from. Actually is going to move up into the Midwest and eventually into the northeastern United States too, but a lot going on. So let's see what we've got. That's that system with the big L area of low pressure, the way that is, and the storm system starting to strengthen as we speak, bringing snow to some of the Rocky Mountain regions as you go in the southern Rockies. That's the system and the snow that was in the Northeast. We're in kind of an in-between little thing right here that we've got. But when we look at this particular pattern, and we've got a stream of cloud cover starting to move in, it's about that strong storm system west of us, and as it moves in here, that's what it's all about. Right now, real-time temperatures chilly. We've got 50s to work with, not much in the way of some strong winds, but wanted to point out we are already under a level 3 risk out of 5 for possible severe storms tomorrow. That is called an enhanced risk, and we are almost dead center in the beginning portion of that particular outlook area and the outlook region, and that's not a good place to be. So on top of severe storms, we have a threat for locally heavy rain and flooding to come with it too. We're going to have really strong winds with wind advisories, high wind warnings. That's one of the reasons we've got some spin in the atmosphere. Gale warnings and storm warnings. Not going to be good to be on open waters or any local waters. And that pushes, speaking of, water on shore. So we've got coastal flood advisories and coastal flood warnings too. Probably no recreational boating or anything like that anytime soon. Maybe even for those trying to make a living, it's going to be a bit dicey. So there's that system getting its act together. We're in that chilly air right now, but quickly as this storm system ramps up, we will warm up fast. That system is going to bring a couple of different waves of rain, first with the warm front and stronger storms behind it, and then the eventuality of that cold front to bring in the final round of storms. So we're already ahead tomorrow. Chilly start to it, but a big range in temps as you'll see. Low 40s North Shore, upper 40s South Shore, but here is going to be the timing. I want decision makers, especially for schools. If you're a parent, you got to pick up kids tomorrow. This is going to be timing for the onset of possible severe storms. It does appear to me that from around 2 to 4 could be a wave of potentially strong and severe storms. So this is the warm front essentially moving through. A couple of showers, maybe an isolated storm, but look as we get close to 3 and 3:30. That could be the first round of particular strong storms that tap into warmth, humidity, and spin in the atmosphere. Those are storms that I don't like to see, especially when you see a potential curl in the storm that shows it might be trying to rotate. The same thing with this particular forecast, that you get kind of almost what looks like a bean shape in the forecast by 6 p.m. So from around 2 p.m. up until 6, first wave of storms to move through, then we have a little bit of a break. And this is going to be after midnight where the second wave of storms comes in early in the morning hours, because also provide some strong wind gust potential, very heavy rain, but could also have some embedded spin within those particular storms. So the takeaway is for, again, parents and decision makers tomorrow, I'm not opposed to having a half day just to remain safe and get everybody home before that first round of storms moves through. Again, a level 3 risk of particular storms that could be severe, and we're right at the beginning part of that region where, yes, there is a chance of strong potential tornadoes too. At a 10% risk, doesn't sound like much. It can cause damage or harm or even worse. It's a big deal. Here's the heavy rain threat. Several inches of rain could come down with those particular waves of rain. So we're under a very heightened threat of possible flooding. It's a moderate risk, level 3 out of 4, and the strong winds to come with this that could be gusting to 50 miles per hour. Wind advisories, high wind warnings. And there's the fuel for the potential severity of the storms, as highs get to about 70 and lower 70s. So here's the threats as they stack up to me tomorrow. Heavy rain is still topping the list, but we do have a very heightened threat of tornadoes, strong wind gusts, and yes, there's even a threat of some hail within it. But again, this is a weather alert day tomorrow. We'll keep you covered from start till finish, which again doesn't come until the early morning hours going into Tuesday. And this is why we've defined that alert day, because of the enhanced tornado risk, the possibility of flooding, and the chance that we have some destructive winds too. WDSU first warning weather 7-day forecast, the weather alert day, strong to potentially severe storms tomorrow afternoon, nighttime, and overnight hours. Then we get a little bit of calm before the next storm arrives at the end of the week. Those could contain a punch too, and we'll watch that close.